connect a region of over 600 more bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Alma Angeles on today's headlines. In Vietnam, the Finance Ministry suggested that the Trade Ministry asks Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc to halt exports of regular rice until June to ensure enough supply during the crisis. And dangerous levels of thick smog are still blanketing the northern provinces of Thailand. And all these with our EBC bureaus in Silicon Valley, Idaho, United States, Cambodia, Malaysia, and Australia, Canada, Malaysia, and Thailand. All right, first, let's go get an update, latest update in California with our Silicon Valley correspondent, Don Orozco. Don? Hello, Don. How are you doing? What are your updates for us? Can you hear me, Don? Hello, Don. All right. Well, I think he's not hearing me right now. We'll try and get a better connection in a little while. Meanwhile, the Philippine government is urged to give 10,000 as an OWA assistance to Thailand-based OFWs affected by the COVID-19. That and more news from our EBC correspondent. Let's go over to Bangkok with Faye Barte. Faye? Hello, Faye. Can you hear me? All right, we'll take a short break. ASEAN in Focus, we'll be right back.
Alamin ang mga dapat at hindi dapat gawin ngayong panahon ng Enhanced Community Quarantine dahil sa banta ng COVID-19. Ano-anong mga establishmento ang papayagang magbukas ngayong quarantine period? Ang lahat ng basic utilities tulad ng tubig, kuryente, internet at telekomunikasyon. Mga kritikal na serbisyo gaya ng pangongolekta ng basura, mga punerarya at gasolinahan. Mga bilihan na mga pangunahing pangangailangan. Mga bangko, remittance center at capital market. At mga BPO at iba pang export-oriented na negosyo. Hindi mo napapayagang magbukas ang mga kasino at pasugalan kabilang ang mga pogo. At hindi rin papayagang tumanggap ng bagong booking ang mga hotel. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to!
This program is co-presented by Kubert Industries Incorporated, Electromechanical Trading and Services, The Cooling Expert, Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, Masarap, Mabango at Healthy Pa. Canrid Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, color for protection for your home. Matimco. Matimco is wood. Wood is Matimco. Our Square Variables Incorporated, your trusted UPS supplier and UPS maintenance provider in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Compuzel Computer Services, ID card and lanyard manufacturer. DN Steel. EMAC, UPVC Roof Corporation.
Accurate and fair reporting. Not only from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi, but also abroad. Detailed and timely stories relevant to people all over the world. Catch all of these at Net25, your reliable source of news, entertainment, and technology updates.
People have been confirmed dead following the spread of a new strain of coronavirus, which was first identified in Wuhan, central China.
Mga kababayan ko, do not panic.
Ano bang pinagkakabala ng marami sa atin ngayon habang nasa ilalim tayo ng Enhanced Community Quarantine?
Social media? Kain?
Movie marathon?
Pwede rin work from home.
At marami pang iba.
Pero gusto nyo bang maiba?
Bakit hindi niyo subukan na gumawa ng pelikula?
Sali na sa EBC Films Kwentong Kwarantine.
Mag-isip ng kwento na may kinalaman sa pakikipagbaka natin laban sa COVID-19.
Ready, 3, 2, 1, action!
Mga kwento na magbibigay ng impormasyon, inspirasyon
o kaya naman magbibigay aliw sa ating mga kababayan.
Iwasan natin ang mga kwento na may kinalaman sa politika.
Ang short film ay dapat may habang 1 hanggang 2 minuto lamang.
Gamit ang inyong phone camera, i-shoot ang short film sa inyong bahay o bakuran.
Maaari niyong gawing cast ang inyong mga housemates at family members.
Kung gagamit naman ng background music, tiyakin na ito ay royalty free.
Pagkatapos mabuo ang short film ay isend ito through Telegram or Google Drive.
Ang mga mapipiling short film ay ipopost sa EBC Films official page.
At ang best short film ay mananalo ng 5,000 pesos. At 3,000 pesos naman para sa second best short film.
At 2,000 pesos para sa third best film.
Stay at home.
Shoot the film
And win a prize.
For inquiries, message us at facebook.com/abcfilms.
EBC Films, Kwentong Kwarantine.
Short Film sa Bahay Challenge.
Ang COVID-19 ay isang nakahahawang sakit na sanhi ng bagong coronavirus na ngayon palang nakita sa mga tao. Ito ay pangunahing naikakalat ng tao sa pamamagitan ng mga droplet mula sa taong may sakit kapag siya'y magsasalita, uubo o babahing. Ang mga droplet na ito ay maaaring pumunta sa mga bibig o ilong ng mga taong malapit sa kanya. Masyadong mabigat ang mga droplet na ito upang maglakbay ng malayo sa hangin. Umaabot ng hanggang 1 metro ang pagtalsik nito at kaagad na mananatili sa ibabaw ng mga bagay. Ito ang dahilan kaya ang pagkahawa ng tao sa tao ay kadalasay nangyayari sa pagitan ng mga close contact. Hindi pa alam ang eksaktong oras na nabubuhay ang virus sa mga bagay. Kaya mainam na palagi ang linisin ng mga gamit, lalo na sa paligid ng taong may COVID-19. Ang mga kamay ay maaaring kontaminado ng virus, lalo't marami itong hinahawakang mga bagay. Kaya iwasan ang paghawak ng mata, ilong at bibig dahil maaaring lumipat ang virus sa iyo sa pamamagitan ng kontaminadong kamay. Kung uubo o babahing, takpan ang bibig at ilong gamit ang looban ng siko o gumamit ng tissue. Pagkatapos gamitin ang tissue, itapon ka agad sa basurahang may takip. Ang madalas na paglilinis ng kamay gamit ang hand sanitizer na may alkohol o sabon at tubig ang pinaka-epektibong paraan upang maiwasan ang bagong coronavirus. Matatagal nito ang virus kung ito'y nasa kamay mo. Manatiling malusog at iwasan ang pagkalat ng COVID-19.
Mga kababayan, lalo na sa mga OFWs sa Middle East at North Africa, may good news kami para sa inyo. Mapapanood na ninyo ang Net25 at iba pang Filipino channels na hatid ng OSN sa presyong abot kaya. Libre na ang box at installation, walang admin fees at no extra charges. Saktong entertainment na sakto lang sa budget mo. Bumisita na sa pinakamalapit na OSN store o dealer. And subscribe now! Sa Net25 at OSN, siguradong at home ka dito.
Hi, I'm Ida.
Ida came back from her trip in Wuhan, China. She is a positive carrier of the coronavirus.
Hi, I'm Lorna.
Lorna is Ida's cousin. She can be a family member, a friend, a relative, a colleague, or anything related to Ida.
Oh, hi, I'm Faye.
Fe is not related to Ida. They don't know each other. She can be a stranger Ida meets on the train, in the supermarket, movie house, or in any public place. Now, Ida is in the hospital and is being treated, and Lorna is placed in quarantine. Ida doesn't know Fe. Lorna doesn't know Fe. And Fe doesn't even know anything.
Hi, I'm Inocencio.
Inocencio has no contact with any virus carrier. But if he goes out, it takes at least 14 days for the symptoms to show on Fe. This is the purpose of a community quarantine or lockdown, to give time for the healthcare professionals to find Fe and all those she had close contact with, and to keep Inocencio from contracting the virus. Let's stop the spread of the COVID-19. We salute all our frontliners and healthcare workers. We are with you in this fight against COVID-19. I am Tyronel Pililu from EBC Japan Bureau, because we live in interesting times.
Coming from different walks of life, what gesture can you all do that speaks the same language and triggers positive emotions? That's right, we can smile. As behavioral psychologists say, smiling elevates your mood and creates a sense of well-being. Even a forced smile can shift your mood. Joy is often the source of a smile, but sometimes a smile can be the source of joy, or at least remind us to find it. So when you're feeling down, just remember, altering your behavior by smiling can improve your actual feelings. Shoulders Pearly writes, because your smile can help fuel your body and mind to hurdle over life's troubles and run the extra mile. Plus, it can always brighten someone's day to simply see you smiling, and in these times, we really need all of the positivity we can share with each other. Stay tuned on EBC Digital Nest as we connect, learn, and share, because together we grow. I'm Frendel Heron. We live in interesting times.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys like it, and make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe here at EBC Digital Nest so you don't miss any of our upcoming features.
Mga kababayan, naharap na naman po tayo sa mabigat na pagsubok na ito. Ito yung COVID-19.
I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's safe.
Nandito po kami para hikayatin pa po kayo na maging matibay.
Mas maging matatag po tayo, and just stay positive po sa lahat po ng nangyayari ngayon.
Mga mahal kong kababayan, lampasan po natin, pagtagumpayan po natin ang pagsubok na ito.
Stay strong sa panahon po na to.
Huwag tayong mawawalan ng pag-asa.
At inihikayat din po namin kayo na sana makinig po tayo sa ating gobyerno.
Sumunod muna tayo sa gobyerno dahil yun yung pinakamainam na paraan para hindi na lumagana pa yung virus.
Let's all stay at home.
Spend time with our loved ones, with our families.
At higit po sa lahat, make sure to pray for everyone, pray for everything that is going on right now, especially our frontliners po who are sacrificing their lives to take care of everything.
Higit sa lahat, patuloy tayong lumapit, magtiwala at manalangin sa ating Panginoong Diyos.
Lagi tayong manalangin dahil yun po ang may pinaka-mainam na solusyon sa lahat po ng mga problema natin.
God bless you and your family. Please stay strong and keep our faith.
Tuloy po ang laban.
Know the latest news and information here and abroad in Aguila Balita, the morning and noontime news programs brought about by the synergy of Net25 and Radio Aguila.
Get the fresh news and reports from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao in our midday newscast in Aguila, Pilipinas.
Track the latest stories in the provinces in Aguila Provincia.
Be aware of important events in the region in ASEAN in Focus.
And be updated with the biggest news around the world with the support of its international correspondents and volunteers in Eagle News International.
Tune in to Mata ng Agila and get the day's headlines and news that are sharp, accurate, and objective. Catch all of these on Net25, your reliable source of news, entertainment, and technology updates.
You can also watch our news and current affairs programs and entertainment shows through our Eagle News and Net25 Facebook pages, YouTube channel at Eagle News, and in our live streaming sites. Be informed with relevant news and information in these interesting times.
Have you ever tried crema catalana for dessert? Please come and join me to see how this dessert in Catalan cuisine is made.
The crema catalana is not only typical in Catalan cuisine, but in the European cuisine in general. Separate egg yolks from egg whites. Combine 160 grams of egg yolks with 150 grams sugar and 40 grams of cornstarch. Mix well until uniform consistency is achieved. Boil 1 liter of milk with cinnamon stick and orange zest. Then, strain this mixture while pouring the bowl of egg yolks, sugar, and cornstarch mixture. Mix well. Cook with very low fire and keep on stirring and prevent the mixture from boiling. Put the mixture in a bowl where it will be served and sprinkle sugar on top. Use cooking glow starch to caramelize the sugar.
Try making your own crema catalana. It tastes really good and creamy. From EBC Barcelona, Spain, I'm Mark Walipio and I'm 1 to 25.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys like it. And make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe here at EBC Digital Nest so you don't miss any of our upcoming features.
All right, welcome back. Let's get the latest from California, from our EBC Silicon Valley correspondent, Don Orozco. Don?
Afternoon, Alma.
Good afternoon.
There's always a good news with coronavirus because
I love good news, yes.
Yes. Apparently, President Trump and Governor Gavin Newsom has been talking a lot right now and have been praising each other. And right now, another good news is that that was delivered by Governor Gavin Newsom is that there are about 150 hotels that have volunteered to house all the frontliners, meaning they do not have to go home and put their family in danger. They can just actually stay in the hotels that they want to. There are about 150 hotels that participated, and then another good news that was presented by Governor Newsom is that if you are a frontliner and you want to travel to perform your duty anywhere, not just California or US, anywhere in the world, if it's for coronavirus, Delta Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, Southwest Airlines, and United Airlines are providing airfare for free.
That's good news indeed. So far, Don, other than hotels, are there any other companies trying to help out the government during this crisis?
Well, right now, most of the startup companies are producing ventilators, and one of FEMA, that's the good thing. And then FEMA actually delivered 100 recreational vehicles. That is the one that, it's like a house in it's a recreational vehicle. But then it is for the homeless.
Oh, okay.
It is for the homeless, and because again, I think a lot of hotels have refused to accept homeless. That's why what FEMA did was they actually delivered about 100 RV to Oakland, California. And just to give you a final update right now on employment, this is very important, ano? There are about 6.6 million that actually filed for unemployment last week. 16.8 for the whole US. And that is since the beginning, you know. And then, if we will equate this into numbers, percentage, 1 out of 10 workers are now unemployed here in the US.
Okay, what about...
Finally...
Yes, okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Finally, before I go, no, the governor of New York actually made an announcement, and it was very sad. He was telling everyone that during the World Trade Center bombing, there were 2,753 who perished. Right now, on COVID-19, there is now 7,067, which is, you know, more than 2 times. That is why the governor of New York has been asking all the help he could get so that they can uplift the situation in New York.
But there was also uplifting news from him. He said that New York is finally seeing a flattening of the curve.
Well, it is because the stay home has been in effect, and it really is helping. As a matter of fact, in the case of California, there is a 1% lower in death. And Gavin Newsom was already happy with that, but he said that it's a start. And that's basically what's happening here in California. So reporting live from Silicon Valley, this is Don Orozco, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Don. Meanwhile, the Philippine government is being urged to give 10,000 OWA assistance to Thailand-based OFWs affected by the COVID-19. That and more news from our EBC correspondent in Bangkok, Faye Barte. Faye? Hello, Faye. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Alma.
Good afternoon.
Yes, okay. Good afternoon. To all the viewers as well. All right, Alma, the Department of Labor and Employment has already prepared the guidelines of the Dole ACAP Assistance Program for OFWs. However, Thailand is not included in the priority. So, groups here in Thailand, group of OFW decided to have petition. It's a petition for the Philippine government to urge them to give the 10,000 assistance for the OFW here, which is, who are affected of the COVID-19 pandemic. This petition, Alma, is roaming around the online website. You can see this on the Facebook. If you're going to click this link, you're going to see there, sign this petition. And you can see there are some Filipinos posting some comments and the message that they want to be sent to the Philippine government. And to apply for, according to the embassy here, to apply for the cash assistance program, there is an OFW website, and they have to visit the Philippine Overseas Labor Office in the Philippines directly, because there is no polo office here in Thailand, and there is no OWA representative here in Taiwan as well. So the Filipinos here, they are, they are talking, they are conducting a meeting. So they are going to address their concern to the embassy, and then they are going to address their concern as well to the Philippine government directly. Emma, another update here in Thailand, there would be 600 billion baht that will be used to aid Thai farmers. The government assistance to the farmers will cover three aspects. The first one is factors of production. The second one is cost of living. The third one is impact of drought. 8 to 9 million farming households, Alma, are expected to benefit from this transaction. Now, let's go to the north of Thailand, which is Chiang Mai. Dangerous levels of thick smog are still blanketing the northern provinces of Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, and Mae Son. The Pollution Control Department said this yesterday. So if we are going to check the air quality index level, Alma, it's still on the label very unhealthy, and hazardous. As of now, it is 356, and if we're going to check that, that is hazardous level. And the environment health expert, Mr. Sonti Kochawat, pointed out that the authorities had prepared for the smog season this year and had plans in place. So we're just going to wait for the further announcement and the actions that they're going to make. Now, Alma, let's go to south of Thailand, which is Phuket. Phuket governor has issued 3 measures. The first one is face mask compulsory. The second one is Tambun lockdown. And the last one is the door-to-door checks of residents' body temperatures. The first one is face mask compulsory, Alma. Phuket governor has issued this to decrease the spread of the virus. So the people there are required to wear face masks all the time, going outdoors. If violation of this order is liable to a fine up to 20,000 Thai baht under the Section 51 of the Communicable Disease. The second one is Tambun lockdown, Alma. Tambun is a Thai word that means sub-districts. So when you say Tambun lockdown, it means sub-districts lockdown. This lockdown will be in effect of 24 hours a day. So that is midnight. And this lockdown will start on April 30 up to April 26. So there would be a total of 14 days. So they are requiring the people to just stay in their houses, in their residence, and they are just going to give the necessity or the necessary things that they need. The last one, Alma, is the door-to-door checks for residents' body temperature. So they are the first province here in Thailand that they are going to do this. They are going to do to every every house, they are going to go there and check for the body temperatures of everyone. And for them, government Pakapong, he believes that checking the temperatures of all people is a way to build people's confidence. Alma.
All right. Thank you very much, Faye, for all those updates, and keep them coming. Please keep safe and always stay healthy.
Thank you very much. Reporting live from Bangkok, Thailand Bureau. This is Faye Barte, and we live in interesting times.
All right. Joining us live from Idaho, United States, is Donera Owen. Donera, hi. How are you? Donera, can you hear me? Hello, Donera, can you hear me? All right, we'll try and get back with Donera as soon as we get a better connection. Let's go over to Vietnam. The country has suspended the signing of new export contracts of rice. This is in an attempt to ensure that domestic supplies are sufficient during the pandemic. That and more from our EBC correspondent from Hanoi, Ralph Wandolph Empire. Ralph, come in.
Hello, Alma. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That's right, Alma. Yeah, the Finance Ministry has proposed that export of regular rice is stopped until mid-June to build reserves and ensure national food security. It said in a letter to the Ministry of Industry and Trade that the government plans to buy 190,000 tons of regular rice for reserves, and traders have been awarded bids for 178,000 tons. However, when some companies see rising demand for exports, they are delaying the signing of contracts and not negotiating sales, it added. The Finance Ministry therefore suggested that the Trade Ministry ask Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc to halt exports of regular rice until June 15 to ensure national reserves. Exports of glutinous rice and other types of rice can still be allowed, said. And it also proposed that the Prime Minister orders the Vietnam Northern Food Corporation and its subsidiaries that win bids to commit to selling their rice for national reserves. On March 24, the Prime Minister had imposed a rice export ban until late May to ensure national food security amid the novel coronavirus pandemic, but the Trade Ministry had proposed that it be lifted, arguing that supply will exceed demand by 6.7 million tons for the year. Furthermore, the Trade Ministry was reported to be finalizing its proposal to the Prime Minister with traders, saying the sudden ban has resulted in millions of dollars worth of rice idling at ports. Some experts also said that the ban could cause prices to plummet and farmers would suffer losses. Vietnam is the world's third largest rice exporter after India and Thailand. Last year, it exported 6.37 million tons worth $2.81 billion, with the top markets being the Philippines, Ivory Coast, Malaysia, and China. Alma?
All right. Thank you very much, Ralph. And we'll be hearing more from you. Stay healthy. Stay home. Thank you for your updates. Thank you for your time.
This is Ralph Hochschild, and reporting live from Hanoi, Vietnam. To live in interesting times.
Indeed. To Cambodia now, the country has imposed 7-day travel restrictions. We have an update from Crystal Ann Ballesteros. Crystal?
As promised, here are the latest news here in Cambodia. Government imposes 7 days travel restriction. Prime Minister Hun Sen yesterday issued an order for a week-long ban on all travel across the country from one district to another in a move to stem the spread of the coronavirus in the kingdom. In a letter dated yesterday, Mr. Hun Sen said the government imposed the ban on travel nationwide. He noted the purpose of the government's measure is to prevent the outbreak of COVID among the community. The ban is on all travel in the country, including getting in and out of Phnom Penh from one district to another and from one province to another. However, all transportation of goods by land, water and air, ambulance of state and private hospitals, fire trucks and vehicles belonging to armed forces and civil servants, and dump trucks are exempted from the ban. Transportation of garment workers is permitted by the Labor Ministry, and of people going to hospitals or commune health centers is also allowed, but is limited to only 4 people at a time. This order becomes effective from 12 midnight of April 9 until 12 midnight of April 16. In a message on his Facebook page last night, Mr. Hun Sen said he had no choice but to ban travel in the kingdom to ensure safety during the coronavirus crisis. The provincial governor, Kuch Chamruan, has assigned a deputy provincial governor along with the chief of provincial administration to lead forces deployed in target areas to implement the government's order. All roads or streets in the province will have roadblocks from midnight. Prime Minister called on workers and people to understand the difficulties the government is facing in dealing with the pandemic. While absent workers during Khmer New Year must go on 14 days unpaid leave and mandatory self-quarantine. Alma, as I mentioned yesterday, there will be no Khmer New Year holiday. So a senior official at the Ministry of Labor and Vocational Training said that the workers who go unpaid leave during the cancelled Khmer New Year will have to undergo mandatory 14-day self-quarantine if they breach the government's self-decree. In addition to the quarantine, their absence will be treated as unpaid leave. Ministry of Labor spokesman Heng Sur said that to prevent the infection of the novel coronavirus after Khmer New Year, and based on the quarantine orders, these measures were necessary to prevent a sudden surge in the pandemic. He also added that all administration of the factories, enterprises, and company must take note of the personal particulars of the employees who may be absent from work during the Khmer New Year, and they have to give details to the quarantine officials, and who will then prepare to put the workers into the 14-day self-quarantine before they would have to go to work. Based on the country's experience, COVID-19 starts to spread after traditional or religious gatherings. And the purpose of lockdown measure is to prevent the mass movement and gathering of people. Meanwhile, COVID-19 infection rises to 119 with 1 new case and 1 reinfection. There are 51 Cambodian, 40 French, 13 Malaysian, 5 British, 2 Indonesian, 2 Americans, 1 Canadian, 2 Chinese, 1 Belgian, Vietnamese, and 69 recovered. Alma?
All right. Thank you very much, Crystal Ann Ballesteros. And please stay healthy and keep the updates coming. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Alma. Reporting from Cambodia, I am Crystal Ann Ballesteros, and we live in interesting times.
Meanwhile, more than 400 foreigners in Malaysia has tested positive for COVID-19. We have a report coming in from Ruby Tinawin. Ruby?
Yes, hi Alma.
Hi, Ruby.
Out of the 4,228 COVID-19 positive cases here in Malaysia today, 416 of them are non-Malaysians. So according to Health Ministry, 53 are from Indonesia, 37 are from India, 31 Myanmar, 29 Pakistan, and 27 Philippines. So all the embassies and high commissions of these respective nationals were already been informed. Now, there were also 2 deaths recorded. One is from Pakistan and one from Indonesia. Now, they said they are also working with United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees to ensure that refugees and asylum seekers are also included in the government's COVID-19 tracking and preventive measures. They said as they continue checking, they will keep on notifying the embassies and High Commission if any of the foreigners are tested positive. Now, back in Kuala Lumpur area, because Kuala Lumpur is one of the hotspot area or red zones here in Malaysia. Apparently, there are 3 condominiums that were put on what we call enhanced movement control order or lockdown, that no one can enter except those who are health officials and those who are from the authority. Now, the point here is many of the people staying in those condominiums are foreigners. And now they are pleading for food, they're pleading for medicines, they are requesting for, supplies, although they were given by government, but they said it's not enough. Now, the embassies and high commissions were already been notified, and they are now saying, for any assistance, just contact the embassies or high commissions. Now, in total, Malaysia has around 69,675 people who have been tested positive for COVID-19. Now, Dr. Nur Hisham, however, noted that Malaysia is very much in the midst of COVID-19 battle and however, highlighted the following clusters as the main source of the infection. From Tabligh, from Italy cluster, those who travel to Italy, the church gathering in Sarawak, Bangi wedding, and Rembau wedding. Those are 2 different places where the Tabligh members also attended. So also on another note, it was reported that not all Orang Asli or those indigenous people have received the aid distribution by the government. Although it was announced a few days ago that government will give them the necessary aid. However, there were NGOs who raised concerns saying that not all of them have actually received the necessary aid. Now, according to the report by the Rural Development Ministry, in the first phase of the Food Aid Initiative, they have managed to give 49,670 households, aids for those number of households, or equivalent to 725 villages. And in second phase, they managed to benefit 55,000 households. That's the target because they have started to roll out the second phase. However, the food aid or the package assistance is although it value 100 ringgit, it contains a standard item like hygiene kits such as antiseptic items, face mask, soap, and milk powder. So some NGOs are saying that not all families are requiring the same. Like not all families need milk powder and the like. So their suggestion is instead of just giving a package which is standard for all, it's better that the government look into this problem and provide financial aids to the village leaders, so who in turn can buy all the necessary items for them because they know best what is really needed by their people. And also based on the survey done by the Malaysian Statistics Department, they said that 50% of self-employed have lost their job. So in the initial round, the first round of this special survey, which was conducted online between March 23rd to 31st, a total of 1,182 respondents from age 15 and above participated. And from their findings, they realized that 71.4% of self-employed respondents, they said they have sufficient savings, right, for less than a month. One factor is because most of them have been employed for a year or less. Whereas 11% of those working for 21 to 30 years and working for over 30 years said they have sufficient financial savings up to 4 months. So when the finding was revealed, it was also mentioning that generally they are unprepared if the duration of the movement control order will be extended, and the announcement will be made at 4 o'clock today. So we can give you update for that next tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. The findings of the survey, Alma said that agriculture and services sector recorded the highest percentage of job losses, right, as compared to other sector, and this particularly in the fisheries and plantation. Also in the services sector, under food and beverages, and of course the third on the list is under transport and storage, right? Although Malaysian ministers here are thinking of what best and what best they can help university students or students in schools, Malaysian Higher Education Minister Noraini Ahmad has raised eyebrows for proposing a TikTok competition to convince young Malaysians to stay home during COVID-19 pandemic, like during the lockdown. So Malaysians on social media are accusing her of having misplaced priorities. She came up with 1-minute video making suggestions and encouraging students to participate, putting up some sort of videos. Now, reactions are like, you should actually think of, a better alternative for this. You try too hard. It's not wrong to use TikTok, but I think you should actually think of some better alternative. So the good part, or I find it funny, is TikTok is actually, it originated from China, Alma.
Yeah. All right, thank you
Right,
very
so,
much, Ruby. Ruby,
the last
okay, I may
note-
have, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you have a few seconds. Yes, please do. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. So a team of researchers in University Science Malaysia came up with some, unique invention here. They call it low-cost tunnel made of PVC. Basically, this is to help frontliners. The idea is, the tunnel is suitable for frontliner, which means that you just need to enter the tunnel to take your temperature without any physical contact, and then it will read your temperature before guiding you to proceed to the next level, which is sanitation. Now, the sanitation is done using automatic soap dispenser at a station equipped with non-contact water taps and dryer. It's very simple, but the idea could actually save a lot of lives, especially on the part of the frontliners. Alma?
All right. Thank you very much, Ruby, for all those updates. And I'll be hearing from you very soon. Thank you.
Yes. Reporting from EBC Malaysia Bureau, this is Ruby Tinawin. We live in interesting times.
In Australia, with the long holiday this weekend, state governments and police have promised a crackdown on non-essential travel and holidays. We have a report coming in from Carla Cruz. Carla.
Alma, we're bringing you the latest update in the COVID-19 situation in Australia. Nationally, there are now 6,121 confirmed cases, 52 deaths, but almost 3,000 people have recovered. But as you mentioned, today is the start of the 4-day Easter long weekend, which usually means, social gatherings with families and friends, church services for Christians, or time for travelling. Although for many Australians, this year will be very different as holiday plans look the same, with everyone staying at home. Authorities are strongly urging everybody to continue to follow the social distancing rules and stay at home to ensure the good work Australians have already done to flatten the curve doesn't come undone. This sentiment is echoed by the country's leaders, especially Health Minister Greg Hunt, who said this weekend will be the ultimate test of our strength against the virus, as he stressed whatever decisions we could make potentially could save or risk lives. While at home, Australians are being encouraged to stay connected with friends and loved ones through phone and video calls or other social media applications to ensure we don't feel lonely, bored, or even tempted to leave our home. Increased police presence on the road and in the air by introducing number plate checking technology is being made in an effort to deter people from getting into their cars and driving to popular holiday hotspots. However, if you do need to leave your home, the valid reasons to be out and about still remains. This includes going to work or school if you can't do it from home, going to the shops for food or other essential items, exercising, and going out for medical or caring reasons. However, it is best to check with your own state or territory for specific guidelines, as they all have their own penalties and fines for breaching their restrictions, except in certain circumstances. Here in New South Wales, a new on-the-spot fine of $5,000 was announced by the state's Health Minister, Brad Hazzard, for anyone who spits or coughs on a health worker or police officer. It was introduced in response to reported incidents where frontline workers such as nurses, police officers, and pharmacists had people spitting or coughing at them.
Ooh.
New South Wales politicians aren't above the law either, as it was confirmed this morning that the state's Arts Minister, Don Arwin, was issued a $1,000 fine by the police for breaching lockdown laws after he was found residing at his holiday home by the beach instead of his usual residence. So regardless of where you're living in the country, the message is clear this crucial long weekend. Stay at home to save lives. That's it for now. Alma, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you for your time.
Reporting live from Sydney, Australia, this is Carla Cruz, and we live in interesting times.
And from our EBC Canada Bureau, here's Jeanette Duazo. Hello, Jeanette.
Hello. Hi, Alma.
Hi, Jeanette. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you, and hello to all our viewers. So it's interesting because I'm just following Carla, and it's the same here in British Columbia. We are going to have a long weekend coming up, and with that, British Columbia is expecting returning travelers, whether they are the so-called snowbirds who spend winter time in other countries, and or just coming back from spring break. So British Columbia have limited points of entry for those coming back from international travels, and have new provincial laws requiring everyone returning to British Columbia to complete a self-isolation plan. So like I mentioned yesterday, this self-isolation plan is registered online, checked by public health officials, and followed up on. If anyone is found not following the plan, they could face serious fines and or imprisonment for not complying. Also for this coming weekend, it is a statutory holiday. the government of British Columbia and Alberta issued a joint statement emphasizing the need to stay home. That means no traveling, including across the borders between the two provinces. So Adrian Dix, BC Minister of Health, and Tyler Sandro, Alberta Minister of Health, thank ACE leaders who have found innovative ways to virtually celebrate holidays with their congregants in celebration of either Easter or Passover or Ramadan. So, and for those who do not have any religious affairs this coming weekend, they would like to spend their weekends in nature, camping or hiking, especially now that the weather is starting to warm up. British Columbia government ordered all provincial parks closed effective immediately. So here in British Columbia, as of April 9, there are 53,505 tests completed, 1,370 confirmed cases, and 858 recovered, and 50 deaths due to COVID-19. Alma, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jeanette, and I'll see you back later. Thank you for your time.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for having me live from Victoria, British Columbia. This is Jeanette Duaso. We live in interesting times.
The state of emergency continues in Japan. Dennis Liu is joining us live from Japan. Dennis? Can you hear me, Dennis? Hello? Dennis? Hello? Can you hear me? What's happening in Japan? Okay. Okay, let's go over to American Samoa. Arian Torres joins us from American Samoa. Arian?
Hi, Alma. Good afternoon there in the Philippines, and aloha and good evening here in American Samoa.
Yes, what are your updates for us?
Here's the
Yeah.
update right now. Here, yes. COVID-19 emergency declaration is set to expire on 17th of April and recorded 0 case until today. Governor Lolo Molina posed a question to the ASG COVID-19 task force, asking them to provide recommendation in what our next step would be when the current declaration lapses on April 17. The options will be predicated on the status of the United States coronavirus curve, but we will try to make a logical assumptions upon which derive proposed recommendation facilitating amending our declaration. The governor wrote in an April 6 letter to the task force and working group. Especially the governor wants the following issues to be addressed: opening our borders, resumption of Hawaiian airline flights, reopening schools, restarting social gathering, curfew on buses and taxis, expanding businesses hours beyond 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. restriction, and enforcement of social distancing. The governor requested that this task be completed as soon as possible, no later than April 13, to thoroughly review the recommendation prior to April 17. Alma.
Very much, Arian, and I'll see you back later. Always praying that you be COVID-free until the end of this crisis. Thank you so much. Good to hear from you.
Thank you, Alma. This is Arian Torres. We live in interesting times.
And that is the latest news in the ASEAN region and all around the world. I'm Alma Angeles. We live in interesting times.